Hello, this is Dr. LaShonda Shaw coming back again to give you some more commentary on my book, Scar Revision. Once again, I'll link it below once I post this video. So the next section is called Believe Them, right? I know you all have heard this a million times. When someone show you who they are, believe them, okay? But it becomes a little difficult when you're younger, okay? Because you're living in the sky, right? You have hopes and you have dreams and nothing is wrong with that. But when you tend to sometimes meet people, right? And they may not be this person that you want, right? They came how they are, right? But we have it in our mind, oh, he's going to be this, he's going to be that. No, he is who he is, okay? So those are things that you have to look out for also. You have to know, who you can help and who you cannot help, okay? What I mean by that, as part of this section and Believe Them, I go into detail about how one day he came to me and he was upset. And he said, my mama and my father were getting on me because they said, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, right? So in that moment, instead of taking heed, like I say, mama, daddy, they always know. Well, they said that for a reason. You weren't doing anything, right? They're getting on you because you're not being productive. Why, as for me, I was, work as a government contractor on Fort Bragg at the time. Now, instead of taking heed to that, because believe it, but believe what they said, right? I felt like I had to go on this mission, right? That's one thing too about women, not just young women, that we tend to want to save, right? And help someone. And see, there's nothing wrong with trying to help someone that actually needs it. But you can save no one. The only person that you can save is yourself. I remember my mom told me this one time. She said, LaShonda, it's like someone is drowning and you go out and try to save them and then you drown yourself, okay? And that is actually what was happening, because I took this mission on, I have to find him a job, writing his resumes and stuff like that. But then I noticed he wasn't doing anything. Okay, because now I'm doing everything for him. So I'm doing my job and I'm trying to get him a job too, right? And that's how you also know when some people you can't help, because if you start doing things for them and then all of a sudden they're not doing anything, then right? And I should have known anyway, because if your parents are getting on you about finding a job, this is something that's been going on for a while, even before me. So I would honestly tell people there's nothing wrong with, especially when you're young, if you see potential in someone, but that potential is coming with something, not something you made up, right? Okay, that's like someone's in school, okay, and they say, I want to do this or that, and they're actually doing things to get there, right? Or you have someone who is nice and you think that, maybe that one day you can marry them. Well, you can see the progression of that, how they treat you, how they make you feel, what kind of person, they're becoming. Like I said, when you're young, you're still becoming, right? But one thing you cannot do is take someone for who they are, right? And think that they're going to be something different or you're going to change them, okay? Because the only person that you can change is yourself. And you'll end up in this circle of keep trying to save someone. And as you're trying to save someone, you're drowning, because that's what happened to me. I started to drown, right? Because I'm trying to do everything for myself and do everything for him, okay? It is literally about self-preservation. This is not being selfish by any means. When you can help somebody, absolutely help, okay? But some people, you definitely have to let help themselves. And you absolutely have to believe them. Till next time.